I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Texas flag.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
You'll pray with me. Heavenly Father, just thank you for another day. Thank you for letting us wake up this morning and see your creation around us, God. I just pray for guidance as we do the business for your residents, God. Just give us wisdom and let us do your will in these decisions. I pray for our first responders that are leaving their family, God, that after they're done serving and protecting our families, they go home safely to their families. I thank you for them. I thank you for our staff here. And thank you for Hutchinson County, God. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Okay. First item on the agenda is public comment.
There weren't any.
What we're doing? No? Okay, thank you. So we'll move on to the consent agenda. Did anybody have anything on the consent agenda that they needed to talk about or remove, or do I hear a motion?
I move to approve the consent items as presented.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Okay, moving on to the regular agenda. The first item is to consider and or approve acceptance of the monthly auditor's report for the month ending November 30th, 2025. Any questions for our assistant auditor? No, do I hear a motion? Perfect.
I'll make a motion to accept the monthly auditor's report for the month ending November the 30th, 2025.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Item 2 is to consider and or approve the amended rules of procedure, conduct, and decorum at meetings of the Hutchinson County Commissioners Court. So I was just reviewing this and I just changed, you see that on that first page where I highlighted Monday, that originally said Thursday until they changed the 72 hours to 3 business days. So I just updated that and everything else is the same. Did y'all have any questions or comments or changes you want made or?
Looks good to me.
Okay, do I hear a motion?
Move to approve the amended rules of procedure, conduct, and decorum of meetings of the Hutchinson County Commissioners Court.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor? All right, item 3 is to consider and or approve combined precincts for the March 3rd, 2026 primary election.
Okay, so this is what we typically do for our constitutional amendment elections. There's been a new law passed, 985, that allows us to combine for these larger elections, and it's to get us in preparation for House Bill 2753 that's coming next year. We were even on a webinar last week, and they said if you're not visiting this new bill, 985, and getting your precincts combined, that's the direction you need to be able to go in for this voting period that's coming up. So that's kind of the reason that we've started this in hopes that you all will be in agreement. We did have a election board meeting, and the voter registrar, judge, me, and both of the precinct chairs were involved in this meeting and did agree and approve, had no problems with this. It does give some changes. There are some changes, but I do think that they're for the best for the county. With the new House Bill 2753, you have to use your 3 early voting polling locations as your election day polling locations as well. So we have made some changes where the combined precinct 33 and 42 that used to be at Borger ISD will now be at the Hutchinson County Annex Building. Precinct 21 will now be at the Fritsch Library Community Building. 14 and 23 will be at Fairlanes Baptist, which is where it's always been. Grace Fellowship will be, precinct 11 will be at Grace Fellowship. And then 31 and 41 will be here at the courthouse. So it also gives our election day polling places in our county buildings. So we have good Wi-Fi, we have maintenance to the buildings, we have generators in most of the buildings, we have good security at most of these buildings. So these will be our early voting locations, and those three will also be our election day polling locations, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Yes.
Easier to.
Yes, it's easier.
It does make sense.
And Chris did bring up a valid comment about precinct 41, which is north. It's about 30 miles north in Holt community. And I did talk to Larry Holt. He was in my office not too long ago. And I said, how do you feel about, you know, your community coming in and voting here at the courthouse for early voting or, you know, on election day? And he said, we take great pride in our Holt community building out there. But he goes, I completely understand, and the majority of us do early vote. So you've got the option to a 12-hour Saturday to early vote here, a 6-hour Sunday to early vote here, and a whole week of 12-hour days to vote here at the courthouse early. And then with the new law of the voting period, even there will be it's a 9-hour Sunday, a 12-hour Saturday, and even if it's a federal holiday, the polling locations will be open. So that's with the new House Bill 2753 coming into effect. But I did talk to him and he said, we as a community understand, and the majority of us do vote early.
And early voting's always been here for them.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's a combined precinct that we've always combined for the smaller elections. So it's not something completely out of the norm. I do think this over time will streamline the process for our voters and citizens once they get used to it. They won't be, oh, we early vote here, but we have to vote here, and, you know, things like that. I think over time it will streamline the process.
I think it'll work out better because I know when we were at the annex, when I was the JP, we had a ton of people come in there on election day and say, well, I'm here to vote. Well, that's not what you only voted here early. You know, they were so confused by that. So I think it'll help.
And we're going to have signs made and direct people. And we're going to, you know, post on social media. We'll be in the paper. We'll be available for phone calls. The voter registrar will be available for phone calls for direction for our citizens. It will also help save on some tax dollars and things like that in the way of resources, staffing, and things like that over time. So, do y'all have any questions? I know I get shaky. I'm not a public speaker and I'm so sorry. I talk to you all the time and I'm like, oh. Anyway.
But now this will actually take effect in 27, right?
The voting period in 27, but we're
That'll
wanting to
be a
get
lot.
our citizens used to it now.
Yeah.
And then we will be even a step close, you know, in the right direction for this voting period. It's a 13-day voting period. It eliminates the 4 days between early voting and election day. It's just 13 days.
Yeah.
And this one's going to take effect for this primary.
This combining would, and I would ask that it be approved going forward for each election.
For every
So
election.
that we're not chained
It all.
switching it
Right.
around. It would be this way going forward.
And since it is so soon, that's the comment I was asking Kelly was just to make sure that we didn't alienate any of our voters, just
Right.
taking away access to their voting. And if they're okay with it up there, I'm fine with it. I just wanted to make sure that they
Yes.
were aware of it so quick. So,
And I had talked to him probably, I mean, it had been even a few months ago when we heard about this new voting period bill that was passed. He happened to be in the office and he understood. Also, the cell service out there is non-existent. And so it was always very hard to talk to the judges or if they needed to call our voter registrar. I love that building. It doesn't have heat and air. They have to use a wood burning stove, which is really cool. But all of our equipment comes back smelling like wood smoke.
Oh.
It's really cool and it's historical, but
People pay
It's-
good money for brisket smelling like.
yeah, I was like, "Ugh, our
Wait for that.
equipment smells like," yeah. So, anyway, he totally understood and I mean, they also have the availability over 65 and over to vote by mail and have the extended voting hours here at the courthouse. So I'm just asking for approval for the combined precincts. We just give you this recommendation and would like the approval.
Okay. Do I hear a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve combined precincts for the March 3rd, 2026 primary election.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion. And will this be and moving forward for future? Can we make that part of our motion?
You have to do it every year.
Oh, I can present every.
No problem. Okay. All right, so we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Okay. All right, item 4 is to consider and or approve notice of primary election, Democratic and Republican Party for the March 3rd, 26 primary election.
Okay, and this we also approved in our election board meeting, and it was on December the 18th. And both of our party chairs have approved and signed their notices of election.
Do I hear a motion?
I move to approve notice of primary election, Democrat and Republican Party for March 3rd, 2026 primary election.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor? And then the next item is item 5, to consider and or approve election judges and early voting ballot board for the March 3rd, 26 primary election.
And once again, our early vote or our county election board met on December 18th, and they also approved these early voting ballot board judges and alternate judges for the election.
And y'all see that list that's attached to your agenda. Any questions or do I hear a motion?
I move to approve the election judges and early voting ballot board for March 23rd, 2026 primary election.
Second.
March 3rd. Did you say that March 3rd?
Yes,
Oh,
I said it.
I heard it. I heard March 23rd. I'm like,
Oh, did I say 20?
well, I don't know. That's probably just what I heard. Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Okay. Are we done with elections?
It's just beginning. Now the real work goes. Let's get started.
Okay, item 6 is to consider and or approve the Samsara contract. So this is to get the Samsara in the remaining vehicles across the county. It's the same contract that we signed last time. There were a few changes that Craig requested, and they have made those changes for me. So any questions? Or do I hear a motion?
I move to approve the Samsara contract.
I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Okay. Item 7, consider and or approve a resolution supporting legislation to exempt Texas counties from the state hotel occupancy tax. Did y'all have a chance to read over that information I attached on there?
Mhm.
And did y'all see that on the listserv? Was there any buzz on the commissioners listserv about that? There was, well, the judge from Cass County is the one that kind of put this resolution together and was requesting everybody sign it and forward it back to him as well as to Jim Allison. So we can push forward with this for the next legislative session. Anyone have any questions, or do I hear a motion?
I move to, I guess, adopt, or what do we
Just approve the resolution.
approve the resolution supporting legislation to exempt Texas counties from state hotel occupancy tax. That within Texas, almost.
Mhm.
I'll second.
Motion second, any further discussion? All in favor? Okay. And I think this is one that everybody needs to sign. Yes, so. I will pass it around and y'all can sign it. Okay, item 8 is to consider and or approve depositing the TDCJ reimbursement checks into the new jail fund. Sheriff, did you have anything?
This is what we had talked about last, Commissioner, state must see the checks we get on reimbursement. We just put it in. It's something that.
Are they the only ones we get reimbursement checks from?
As far as TDC, yeah, we get those. We also, we have a big Moore County contract, which I recently approved. We're already starting to housing that for Moore County.
So would this apply to those funds also?
That was what y'all.
We already-
Last time.
Okay,
So that one's good. This one's just the TDCJ transport checks.
okay. Oh, right.
They stay about the same, the amounts?
I think the lowest one we got so far is like 800 or something, and the highest one's been like 14.
Oh,
Anywhere in between there every month.
Okay. Do I hear a motion?
I move to approve the depositing of the TDCJ reimbursement checks into the new jail fund.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Okay, item 9, any update on ARP grant projects? Anything? No? Okay. Item 10, consider and or approve the burn ban or rescind the burn ban. So I did get a email from Alan, and he said he's looked at that, and we are still under the required or recommended to put the burn ban on. However, he did say we had a couple of fires over the weekend. He said if we had had any wind, it could have been a huge issue. So he was suggesting that we go ahead and put the burn ban on at present. Any questions, or do I hear a motion?
Enact the burn ban effective today.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor? We need to sign that too. All right, item 11 is to consider and or approve request for the use of the club rooms at the Border Library or Fritch.
I don't think I have anything new. I didn't write anything down this morning.
Okay,
I have a couple. But we have the Medicare meeting on January 8th. And then we have basically every Saturday in January both baby showers, birthday party, and baby shower.
I lied. I've got one on the 29th that I didn't present. We've got a 2-year-old birthday party, January 24th.
okay.
That was in December, but it was after the last meeting. So I apologize.
All right, do I hear a motion?
I move to approve the requests for the use of the club rooms at the Borger and Fritz libraries as presented.
I'll second.
Motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor? All right, item 12 is to consider and or approve line item changes, transfers and or budget amendments. Any questions on those? Do I hear a motion?
Move to approve all line item changes, transfers and budget amendments.
Second it.
Any further discussion? All in favor? All right, I'm gonna send both the burn ban and the budget amendments to you. Okay, item 13, consider and or approve advertising, opening, accepting or awarding bids. I don't think we have any. No. Item 14, consider and or approve any donations to Hutchinson County. Sheriff, did you have something?
Yeah.
Besides the one that is attached? I'll follow that one. Museum.
We've been looking at trying to purchase some lockers for our evidence. Trying to make it a little more efficient for us. Quite expensive these lockers are. So when Gina Wells she actually mentioned that Stennis Fire Department was something really similar to what we're looking for. And the Stennis Fire Department offered to them. So they work really well for our evidence storage and collection. So
Good.
yeah,
Good condition.
they came from
The schools,
The school.
those are that's my locker, which has in the pool.
Yes, I was at
33.
I don't know which one it is. So.
Awesome. Okay. Do I hear a motion to approve those donations?
Move to approve the donation to the sheriff's office and the museum.
I'll second
Okay, we have a motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Okay, item 15, discussion of county judges and commissioners precinct daily operations.
Since the last meeting, the server room down the hall, it has a separate air conditioning heating unit that's not tied to the train units. It's a Freon system. It went out and the compressor went out, got metal through the system, ended up having to replace the whole AC system. It's not heat, it's just AC. But had to replace that. It was a little over $10,000. Then also the next day after we got that done, we also had a water leak there, so, but not connected to that, but a different water leak from train unit. And ruined some tiles, but nothing major. So, normal day.
Oh, was that a Thursday?
Same thing at the end. Had one of the soap dispensers go bad and I checked it out and the batteries are in there wrong.
Oh,
So saves some money there. Then we got a little plumbing leak that's not bad yet on the cement floor. But as soon as I can get down on my knee, I'll go fix that. So.
anything else?
This Saturday, the emergency management of Hudson County Bridge, they're doing with the Red Cross, they're doing the mitigation out at oh my goodness, Sage Mesa area and a little bit of Royal Verde. And
This coming Saturday?
yes, this Saturday. They've been working on this for, I guess, a couple months.
Mhm.
And they're using our church, and I have about 15 volunteers that are gonna go door to door and pass out brochures and try to get some of them to, because even though the fires were 2 years ago, it's already back to being fire hazard again.
Right.
And so Red Cross and them are gonna do that. We're gonna help them kind of do some mitigation with that Saturday. And then on February 7th, Team Rubicon is supposed to come partnering with our local agencies as well as the Red Cross to do cleanup, to go ahead and weed eat and do some
good.
brush removal. Now that's what I've been told by the Red Cross. And so, as you'll know, working with these agencies, everybody has great ideas. They just don't have any follow through.
Right.
And so, I'm still watching and waiting and see, but we're going to help as best we can.
Sounds good. Anything else? Okay, item 16 is to consider and or approve the sale of struck off tax properties or tax deeds. We don't have any. And item 17 is that we will adjourn into executive session Section 551.071, consultation with attorney. So. Okay. We went out. Are you ready?
Mhm.
And we went out at 9:57 and back in at 10:15. The next item on the agenda is to consider and or approve any action from our executive session, and no action at this time. We'll move on to item 19, which is our budget workshop. Anybody have anything they want to talk about? Okay, if not, then item 20 is to consider and or approve a motion to adjourn.
I'll approve a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All right, all in favor? Meeting adjourned.
Sit down.
Hey,
Oh.
we do have a policy meeting at 11.
You missed your part.
Talk in depth about your budget. I told him to do your ways, that's. I was like, I mean. Just put that delay on the. I could go down there really quick and she's talking trash on it. Because we're still in there and then she's like, what are you doing in here?